Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. Today I'm going to tell you how I build systems for myself and others to make fat loss and putting on muscle simple. Not easy, but simple. And so I have some longer format videos, kind of lecture style videos I'm planning on doing. Maybe I'll do one about this too, but for now let's do one of these walking monologue videos. So do you know what the difference is between the individual that reaches their goals, that just keeps crushing their goals, keep improving, keeps progressing, getting better and better and better and better over time, and the individual that doesn't really reach their goals, or if they do so, it's temporary, they go back and forth, they stall, and they never really get beyond a certain point. The difference is that the first individual, the one that keeps crushing their goals, they're not really focusing too much on the goal. They are focusing on the system, the steps necessary to reach the goal, because the system is always the same. It's just depending on the goal at the time, you do certain adjustments within the system, but then you just know, I have the system, I already have the goal really, now I just have to follow the system until the goal is, right here. I have it, it's just there now, but if I follow the system, it will be here soon. While the person that's overly focused on the result, either it's coming from the wrong place, like it's like something is wrong with me, I need to be fixed, or I think that if only I got this result, then I'd be happy. Or it's just they're obsessing about the result. How will I do it? Is it even possible? Is this way best, or is this way best? You get stuck in paralysis by analysis. And then either because, a person, they through some spurt of motivation manage to sprint towards some goal, then what's going to happen is either when the motivation goes away or they have reached a goal, they had some way to get there, but they never really built this system. That's what you got to do. The system's got to be more than your path to the goals. It's a structure, it's a backbone, it's something you can rely on at all times that keeps you either moving towards where you want to be or just prevents you from backtracking. Because you could reach a level of fitness where you feel like I'm strong, fit, healthy, I'm feeling good, I'm old, I don't really have to get better, but I don't want to lose it. Because that's the thing, in modern society, habits, that's really what a system is. It's like a collection of habits, a collection of how you go about certain things. And in this overly comfortable world, if you don't consciously build your habits, they're going to get assigned to you. It's going to happen to anyone that didn't consciously put conscious effort into creating a system that takes them forward or keeps them in a good place. They're just gonna gravitate towards, the other direction really. So let's talk about how to do this, all right? Let's talk about me first, how I've created systems for myself and how I do it for others, right? So it's good when you start doing this. You do it when you're working towards one particular goal. It's very often going to be weight loss, but if you are a more skinny individual, it could be a bulk. But you're going to create a template that you can use and adjust going forward, even when the first goal here is reached. Now you have a starting point. This is what I mean. You want this backbone. You want to always be able to feel that it's the same thing you're falling back on, right? So for myself, for instance, it started way back, and the system gets more and more detailed. You should have a system for how you go about life, really. But now we're talking more about weight loss, building muscle. But I forged it, and you improve it over time. But I just start at a point more recently in time. So I was in Greece, I was eating maintenance at a point, 3 meals, the occasional 4th meal. I know what my meals look like, right? I know the amount of calories, like on average. I know my workouts and when I do them. That's the system at the time, I eat these meals at these times, I go train at this time following this program, I try to progress like this, that's it. And then I'm gonna start cutting. Well, I have my foundation of the meals, right? So what I do now is I remove this occasional 4th meal, and now I'm gonna also reduce the amount of food. Like it can be the same dishes here at the start, I just reduce the total amount. And I know this puts me in a slight deficit. The training can stay the same. It's just that the focus, now I'm not going to be able to drive progress as hard when I'm eating less, right? So I do this because I knew I wasn't gaining or losing weight. I know that if I do these adjustments now, I'm going to lose weight. And so I follow it for a while. I lose some weight. And then I see that it stalls. So what do I do now? Well, apparently I am in maintenance again. So I'm going to have to increase my energy expenditure or reduce my energy intake now, right? So now what I could do is I could remove a meal if I would be very aggressive. But what I did was I just further reduced the carbs. I started using starchy carbs altogether, replaced them with fruit, which made up less calories in total, right? Now I lose some more weight. Then I can tell that it's stalling again. I come to a point where I could keep reducing food, but now I'm feeling my training, I'm happy with how it's going. It's going surprisingly well, even though I've been in a deficit. So I don't really want to reduce the calories more. Instead, I add in a mandatory morning walk for an hour. Now, I've been taking walks sometimes in the morning. I do take shorter walks here and there, but now I add this longer walk to help me, you know, push up my energy expenditure. And then I kept losing weight. And then I pretty much end up at my goals. You see, I have the same root system that I've just kept doing little adjustments in. And so then I come home. Now I go back to I'm in a sort of a pre-bulking stage. I want to make progress in some things with my training, but I'm not bulking yet. I'm not going to be pushing calories yet. So what I want to be doing now is eating maintenance or just slightly above, if anything. So now I keep my structure with my 3 meals there. But the gyms here in Sweden open earlier, so now I can find, because I want to go train early, now I can actually go and train before having my first meal. I had to put it in between, my workout in between 2 meals in Greece. But now I can do that, but then I have my 3 same meals. I just adjust, I just eat a bit more of them now. And yeah, now I'm doing it. It's going great with the progress, and I'm pretty much, I gained just a kilo or something back after the cut, which was expected, and progress is moving quite nicely, you know, forward. And now I'm going to be going to Gotland for a vacation, a Swedish island, and I know it's sort of a vacation. I'll be training and living my lifestyle there, but it's not as important to be like everything is super mega on point with training mainly, but in the diet it's just going to make it easier for me. I know with the situation with the other people I'm going to be spending time with there and stuff, that I just cut down my 3 meals into 2 that are a little bit bigger. Now it's less about a goal like weight loss, it's how do I make my day good here. That's the adjustment. It's just going to work better most days to reduce the 8-hour eating window to maybe 5-6 hours and eat twice little bigger meals instead, right? And that when I'm gonna be doing that there, and I'm gonna go back to Stockholm. I'm gonna go back to the first kind of maintenance routine I talked there. When it's time to bulk, we're gonna just up the calories in the meals, and we're gonna throw in that occasional 4th meal again. As you see, it's the same with like a training program. You'd rarely have to throw out the entire training program. Like say, oh, this program isn't working. It's like, no, you just have to adjust within the program. Say you're pretty happy with the progress you're making on a push-pull legs program, but you feel like my arms are lagging behind. I feel like my torso, my chest, shoulders, back, that's good, but my arms are lagging behind. Well, you don't have to throw out the entire program necessarily. Maybe if you're happy with the progress on the torso, maybe you remove a little volume, an exercise or sets of a bench press and some pulling exercise and some shoulder exercise. Throw in a bit more isolated arm work. You see, now you didn't have to throw out the entire system, the program. You just had to adjust a little bit according to your goal at the time. You see, so I've really now, that's why I'm talking about doing a longer video about this too. I'm really now just talking off the top of my head, thinking about my systems and what's happened recently when I have to change little things, right? So I just hope it makes sense. If you see what I'm trying to get across here, it's not the secret diet or training program necessarily. Like there might be stuff that's like generally good, but it's like, how do I myself come up with a system where I know what changes I need to do to keep moving or in the direction I want to, or change the direction if the goal at the time changed, right? But so a guy like myself, a coach, a good coach, they don't give you answers only. Like, of course they will give you some things. There's more, they will give you questions and input to make you find the answer. And that's what I want to do. I know that no one else could come up with a perfect plan for you, or for someone else and me couldn't come up with a perfect plan for me. But they might have useful ideas. They might help you get there. They might know something. They might know a good place for you to start, but they know that the end product, there's gonna be your personal touch on it, and that's what I want to help you do. So how I do when I start with a client, for instance, depending on their goal, it's very often weight loss. But you know, I will check in, I will hear about their history, what's difficult for them, how are you doing on training right now, what's your family situation, meals, what have you done before, what do your days look like, etc., etc. And then I will come up with something, like, okay, we're going to do fasting with you, oh, okay, we're going to do a daily deficit with you, you're going to be eating these meals at this frequency, with these macros, here are the workouts on these days. You know, you create a template. That's what it is, the system. It's a template that you always can fall back on, that you'd never have to throw it out completely. So I know, is the point, that when I give my client the first program, I know that this is not the optimal thing, because we can't know that yet. We haven't gone through it enough yet. But we're most likely not going to throw it out altogether. We're probably going to do little changes within it. And long term, my hope is for you to have, what's the word I'm looking for here? You know, taking this, how the fuck do you say that? But you know, it's within you at a certain point that you don't really need anyone. You know yourself, what works for you. And the point is, I know it gets messy, that's why I want to do the lecture. But having gone through something, you know, counting calories and looking at your meals and doing, you know, if you're eating certain meals, you know are a certain amount of calories, and you're not losing or gaining weight, for instance, well then you know this is maintenance. You don't even have to think about the numbers too much. Now you know, if I want to gain weight, I just have to eat more than what I'm currently doing. Or if you want to lose weight, I just have to eat less. And then, do you see what I mean? You want to have this starting point always. You don't want to feel always like you're like, oh, I'm just fat and I need to lose weight. Where do I even start? How little do I need to eat? What should I be? Because you've done this. You have your little system that you just tweak little back and forth, and maybe you're optimizing it every time. You're finding out more and more every time. This works best for me when I'm cutting. This works best for me when I'm bulking. This works best for me when I'm focusing on whatever it is, right? And the last thing I'll say, I could really go on now when I'm getting, you know, into it, but it's also this, that people, it's this long view, you know, again, focusing more on the steps necessary to reach the goal than the goal. It's also people, you know, when they're on a journey like this, they're like, I'm going to do this diet, and then they binged or cheated or something. Now immediately it's like, I have to make up for it. I have to go on another fast. I have to do this. I have to blah, 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 blah. The thing is, when you have a system, a good system, we don't. So look, sometimes why you're not able to follow the system is absolutely not the system. It's you. It's some issue with you. So just changing the approach, the system all the time, that's not going to work, because you're not able to follow a system right now. But if you have this system, you have something to aim for all the time. Even when you come up short, there's not, oh, I have to compensate. Oh, now it's over. Now it's, no, restart tomorrow. The system is the same. You always have the system to come back to. And that's also something with many clients. It's not that we've even adjusted like quite literally anything on the paper in the program. It's just we've been like going for that perfect week, the week when we're nailing it and we're doing more and more improvements and we're discussing the psychology of it all. And suddenly they're able to follow the system well enough. We never changed it, we changed them so they were able to follow the system, and the system works. And then when the first goal is reached, now the system doesn't go out either, we tweak within the system. That's it, guys. I hope the video was good. I'm gonna keep, I think I'm gonna sometimes like, should I do this or this? But I think I'm gonna keep the walking monologue videos, but put in some kind of more structured, maybe edited and scripted videos. But please let me know what you think, if you get it, you know, in a comment below, and please like and comment anyway. All comments and likes help support the channel, so I appreciate it a lot. I have a summer special on coaching for another month or so. It won't be available. It's a one-on-one thing for serious individuals. Won't be available after it's gone in a month or so. So reach out on Instagram or email if you want to know more about that. It's all in the description below. And yeah, I guess that's it. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It's a mindset, guys. Don't worry about the goal. Worry about the steps that take you there. All right, peace.